Virgo, welcome to your love reading. I'm going to take a look at energies around love for the year of 2022. What went well, what perhaps could have gone better, and therefore, what were the overall lessons that, love was here to show you in 2022. This is a general reading, so please only take the messages that resonate. If you're looking for a personal reading, you'll find all the information in the description box below. Also, this is good for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. You can watch it for any of your Virgo placements. All right, let's start by 3 cards on how is 2022 when it comes to love overall as an emotion. So 3 cards, please. Beautiful, starting strong with the Ace of Wands. We've got the 5 of Wands and we've got the King of Swords. Interesting. And the World at the bottom of the deck. So let's talk about this, Virgo. So I think this year in 2022, you had a brand new, creative, passionate start when it comes to love or when it comes to just love for your career or what you do professionally, because Ace of Wands is typically like that spark, that sparks your soul, something that gets you out of bed. So a lot of times, while this is a love reading, but obviously I'm talking about love in the overall context of the emotion of love, the sentiment of love. So that can show up in different shapes and forms, right? It could be at work, it could be within your relationships and your personal life. But I feel like either someone new or something new came to life in 2022 for you, and it really stirred your heart and soul. So that's really exciting. And I think this perhaps was something that you'd been contemplating or you'd been toying with this idea for some time. Maybe there was an internal conflict of when to give into this, when not to, when to push forward, when to pull back. Or it could simply mean that there was some internal conflict when it came to the matter of love. So maybe you were deliberating on a certain person. Maybe there was a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your life, somebody who's very logical, somebody who thinks more from their mind rather than from their heart. I always admire people like that. I don't know how people do that in matters of the heart, but it's good to have a good balance between your heart and your mind. And maybe this year you were kind of between feeling really passionately about something and also thinking logically about something. I do think that wherever your objective reasoning on a topic was needed, I think you were successful in thinking about it quite rationally and putting your emotions and passions to one side. But I'm getting guided to get a clarifier on this 5 of Wands. I typically don't, but when I'm guided to, then I just follow along. What's the 5 of Wands here for? The 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, maybe this was about a decision, or maybe you had a choice between 2 people in love. And you were really conflicted which one to pick, or maybe you were with someone this year and then somebody new came along. This could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, but honestly, don't get overly obsessed with the signs here. It could simply mean that that person was embodying the energy of a fire sign, right? So really taking spirited action towards you, and that left you feeling conflicted about your current person or I'm getting this strange message in my head where my spirit guides are saying that, you weren't sure whether to just give in to your heart and chuck the brain to one side. So there was that toss up, but I think you'll know, the people that I'm resonating with, you'll know what I'm talking about. You also were trying to bring a major chapter to a close. So perhaps that's where some of this conflict was coming from. Maybe you waited a lot and you sat a lot on this decision, and finally that clarity came in 2022 and you decided to close a chapter. Could also mean that some of you met somebody new while you were traveling. Very exciting. So let's see what worked in your favor in 2022. And obviously, everything in the universe is always working in our favor. But I mean more what was consciously, a positive in your life when it came to love in 2022. Okay, lovers, talk about love, and we get the lovers card. And we've got the 9 of Wands and we've got the Ace of Swords. Okay, the second ace on the table. Exciting. And we've got the King of Pentacles at the bottom. A lot of people in your cards. So this is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So I think what went well for you in love, Virgo, this year, and this could be your energy as well, is I think you didn't give up on love. For some of you that are watching, this message will resonate, that even though there were choices and perhaps there was some confusion, but you were able to choose love overall as a sentiment and not give up on it, because you got super clear with yourself as to what works for you, what doesn't. And if you had a choice between two people, you were able to decide with very sort of clear wisdom as to who stays and who doesn't, because you understood who brings more value into your life. I also think for some others, this is more of like a deeper, layered sort of meaning to this, is that perhaps in the past, if you've ever felt conflicted about love and its role in your life, this year made you stand up for love, made you uphold that overall sentiment, and made you realize and verbalize it to yourself that no, actually, I do believe in love, I do want to manifest it, and I'm not going to give up till I find what I'm looking for. So that's really beautiful if that resonated for a small group of people who are watching. So yeah, really interesting. Let me see if I'm getting any other messages on this one. It can also mean that for some of you who felt a bit wounded in love, and you went through a difficult time, you were able to be victorious in that situation because you decided to speak up. You decided to get clear with your own self what the truth is. B, you were able to communicate it to the person concerned, or the other person perhaps communicated a big truth to you, which helped this relationship overall, which helped love as a sentiment to bloom in your life in 2022. So that's really nice. Going good so far. Let's see, what were things that were a bit challenging in love or didn't go as planned in 2022 for Virgo? We've got the Eight of Swords. You were definitely up in your head about something, which, oh my God, okay, here is the devil. So something could be a little bit not the healthiest for you when it came to love. It could also just mean this is a Capricorn card. So perhaps some of you were dealing with a Capricorn that left you really up in your head, tossing and turning about this. And then the waiting card, and you got the Strength card. So I think you perhaps felt very strongly about a certain situation, but you also knew that some of it was not in the bestest direction for your life. But we've all done this, and we all will continue to do this because we're human and we learn through our experiences, that sometimes we wait for something that is not healthy for us in our life to suddenly become healthy. Like we rely on this thing called hope, and we want things to get better. But perhaps for some of you, that change that you were seeking did not come in 2022. And I'm not saying that it will not come, but at least in 2022, you didn't see the results that you were hoping for. And that was a bit disappointing for you. And this was something that was quite trying and challenging for you, because you can see here that this person feels very trapped and helpless in the situation. Something was out of your control. Maybe the person you were dealing with, dealt with some addictions or some kind of substance abuse, and you wanted to wait and see if they'd get better and things would start to go in your favor. But perhaps this took longer than expected. Let me see one more on the Eight of Swords. The Hanged Man. Yeah, so this led to a bit of a pause or a stalemate situation in this connection. And you kept wondering whether you'll hear from this person or whether things will improve or not. This could also be that for some of you who were in a no-contact situation with a partner or a potential love interest, you're still waiting to hear from them, and this has been really difficult for you to let go of. You feel quite chained and quite attached to this situation, this person, this experience, and I think you're still, unfortunately, some of you are still waiting to hear from this person. Could be a Capricorn person that you're dealing with. So then, given all of this, let's see what were the overall lessons in love or the experiences that the universe wanted you to go through in 2022 for certain realizations to show up in love. So what were those realizations? Let's see. The Hermit, okay. This is basically the sage wisdom kind of setting in, and I'm sure after going through something like the devil, the wisdom does emerge, right? And I think this is obviously your energy as well, Virgo energy, and you learned how to go within and find your own light and to find your own North Star on happiness. What makes you happy, what doesn't, perhaps, and moving away from it. That's beautiful. And you also learned how to be happy on your own, and maybe some of you took some time out from your social life, from your friends, and just went within and spent time with yourself. And that's where you started to step into this bold Queen of Wands energy. This Queen of Wands, just does what she thinks is right for her, and she's not one to think too much or overly deliberate what other people are going to think about her actions or about her way of thinking. This is very bold energy. This is being super clear as to what you want in life and then going after that. So going through the experiences of 2022, and when you went within, you realized that, you're more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And yeah, you started to work on this energy, and you started to put in the effort and work around getting clear with your truth, because I can see the Seven of Swords at the bottom of this deck. So anything that you were keeping hidden, or anything that you were self-sabotaging, or perhaps somebody else was keeping something hidden from you, you started to work on it, and you started to work on getting to your truth. And you were relentless in this effort. Let's close out with a few romance angel cards. Let's see. 2022. Love yourself first. Exactly what we were talking about with the Hermit energy, and understanding that you are very powerful with the Queen of Wands. So it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Amazing. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So perhaps this is related to that Devil card that we saw earlier. And the reason why you feel so attached to the situation is because at a soul level, you do feel like this is your divine counterpart, that you've met your match. And therefore, you wanted to put in the effort, you wanted to wait. And maybe you did see progress on it, because from the Seven of Pentacles, I see the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you watching, the wait did pay off and things started to move again. And retreat exactly with that Hermit energy. It's time to disconnect from the world. So if you're still in the Hermit energy, or you were thinking of taking some time out for yourself, I think it'll do you wonders. It'll do you a lot of good. So yeah, best of luck to you, Virgo. And of course, looking forward to what 2023 has in store for you. I will be doing a reading shortly on what to look forward to in love in 2023. Take care, Virgo. If this reading resonated, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Bye.